Hello, my friends. So I thought I'd do another reading of the stars for you for February. It is such a big month. Oh my gosh. I mean, just my note. Look how long. I know they just look like scribbles, but that's all the symbols that we use in astrology. It's probably backwards for you. Um, yeah, it's such a big month. So we've got Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, but we'll already be experiencing that from the middle, just some because he's sort of within orb of that retrograde. So Mercury retrogrades are always quite chaotic, so that's just one thing, but at least they occur quite frequently. But the sort of big things to look forward to be cautious about is Mars square Uranus. That's near the end of the month as well. Um, and I'll speak to that. But the eclipses are the big thing. So I'll be doing my usual pulling of the cards to give you a choice of what door to go through. But eclipses happen every 6 months, and they're just huge periods of change, radical change to get you on your destiny, on your path. Then, yeah, I mean, so that's all the sort of, well, Saturn Neptune conjunction is the biggest thing that astrologers have been waiting for 40 years for. So that's huge. It's also happening in February. So it's not just normal sort of forecast. Um, so, yes, anyways, that's for people that are interested in astrology. But what I'm going to do is just give you some dates and sort of the vibe so you don't have to worry about what this all means, like Saturn square Neptune, all these symbols and everything. It's just there if you're interested. So, the vibe for February, I pulled a few cards. Oops, that's all my crystals going on the floor. Um, Now, I don't know if this is going to look backwards to you, probably, but these are the cards that I've pulled for February, and we're starting here with Six of Swords, Seven of Cups, and Five of Wands. So we have got a real mix of energy. Um, right, so how to read this? Okay, so there's fast action for sure, Eight of Wands. There's going to be a lot going on. It's all going to come at you moving fast. But also it may feel overwhelming, like, oh, I've got decisions to make. Which way do I go? Which path do I choose? Or there might also be some like huge revelations, like unraveling, maybe some shocking truths coming out. And yeah, I think we've all come from sort of feeling unstable, like we're not on secure land, like we sort of are on our boat out to sea. It's sort of rocky waters. Where is it going? And who is leading the boat? Um, but that can feel destabilizing, but it's also a very loving energy. So it's things like moving away from things that are not right for us, that don't create love, that don't give joy. And there's new beginnings, lots of new beginnings this month. And that's new beginnings with Venus, who's the goddess of love. So sometimes that's new relationships, sometimes that's, potential partners coming in, but it can also mean just a new way that you're managing your money. Venus rules money and resources, like being more resourceful. She's visible in the sky. We can see her in the night sky. And we can connect in with her now. She's been invisible, and that has felt quite isolating, maybe, or that you're on your own on that boat, but now Venus has come visible and there's so much happening. You might become a more sociable. Um, if you're in a relationship, then it may be like a new chapter or a new way, like a revival of it. We're coming back together. We might have felt a bit more distant or had, lots of things to do. But in amidst a crazy, chaotic month. So it's like plan out those times to be together. Plan out joy, and yeah, I think that's probably it for the cards. So key dates. I hope this is interesting, by the way. Please feedback what's not and what is. Um, but yeah, it's a fiery month. We've got eclipses, so I've got my dragon here. There's little. I think that's supposed to be fire. It looks like a little beard. So eclipses are all about the time of the dragons. So the dragons come through and create a lot of chaos, a lot of fiery energy. And if you're working with the dragons, this can be very exciting. It's like riding the back of a dragon. Think Game of Thrones, mother of dragons. I love dragons, but you know, you've got to be careful around them. Even the mother of dragons has to be careful. And they can be scary. It can feel like a snake energy, needing to shed what is no longer working for, and that can be quite painful because it can be so quick, you know, with an eclipse. Boom. So I think there's just going to be a lot. It's going to, there really is going to be a lot going on. So grounding exercises, breathing, using the breath work, coming into the body. That's going to be, yeah, really important. Let's see if there's anything else from the cards. The Hermit. So making sure you do get your time away in your den or your cave, your meditation room, just to sort of allow everything to settle, because it's not settling out there. The winds are up. Okay. So yeah, it's a fiery, hot month. We are in the middle of winter. But what I love about February is that the sun will go into Pisces. We only have to wait till the 18th. So usually we have to wait a bit further in the month for the sun to go into a new sign. And I love Pisces because that's the glimmers. We've already got snowdrops that we've had through Aquarius, but we get the real glimmers. Sometimes we even get like bright flowers coming out, or just this morning I was even, I'm ahead of time, but the birds were out this morning. A little robin whooshed right past me, so unusual, and then landed on the tree. I mean, robins are usual for me, but just such a close contact. So I'm really connecting with the birds. I think that's because it's a very Mercury month. Mercury rules the birds, so it's communication, it's discovery of new information. Sometimes that can be shocking, but other times it can be really good because it means that stuff's out visible and you can deal with it now. Okay, so we are at the moment of recording, we're on the 8th of February, which is when Venus is square Uranus. So things, the energy at the moment, surprising breakthroughs, breakthroughs maybe with money. There sometimes could be losses as well. There can be, yeah, just new exciting people, like quite different people maybe entering your life. Or if you feel like the sort of outsider, then you may feel that you're sort of finding your tribe of people as well. So that's today, just to mention. But the very key dates for this month going forward, we have that Saturn entering Aries on the 13th. I cannot flipping wait for that. So what this means is that the challenging planet Saturn is moving into a completely new sign. And if it's been in a very difficult place for you, like it has been for me for 3 years, moving out of that difficult place is just going to give such a sense of relief and freedom. But it may be that you are an Aries sun or Aries ascendant or Aries moon. It may be that you have placements in Cancer or in Capricorn or in Libra. And then that can also can feel maybe some restrictions coming in from Saturn, or some need to really, Saturn in Aries is the soldier. So it's like I'm rewatching G.I. Jane with Demi Moore. I flipping love that film. But it's that energy. It's like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. You got to bring your military spirit out. If you are into exercise, however that looks, whether it's from yoga to lifting heavy weights, wherever you are on that spectrum, if you can really have a good exercise regime for the next 3 years, you will weather this better than others. But Saturn also just wants a commitment to something. So every day doing something, a regular routine that can really honor these energies. But it's a huge moment, because later in the month, on the 20th of February, there's a huge big conjunction. So the start of another 36-year period that I spoke to in the last video. So we've had 36 years that is just going to completely change the way that we operate in the world. We can always already see it with AI, but our perception of things is going to really just, everything's going to be different. There, you know, with this happening in the sign of Aries, this may bode wars. We're already seeing that. But also with Saturn there, maybe there's some containment or some dissolving of structures that need to happen. Destruction. There always comes a new hope. I remember walking through a field in South Africa with all these burnt protea flowers, which are so beautiful. And they were all burnt and black, but there was gold. There was still this like shimmering gold around them. And there was new life coming through. It's like the poppies, isn't it? So yeah, I always like to see silver linings and things. But it's a huge, if you would like a personal reading, by the way, I can say more exactly how this is going to affect you personally. So do ask me about that. But yeah, collectively, it's a massive moment, but it's got 36 years to play out. So that's a big date for your diary, but I love the dates, some fortuitous dates. Let's do some good ones. So the 10th, in a couple of days' time, Venus goes into Pisces, and she is just in her glory in Pisces. So she's going to be really helping us out. She's already, like I said, visible. Mercury becomes visible. So we can get plans and communications and stuff, projects done. But I would say only up until about the 25th of February, because he goes invisible again. And then he goes retrograde, which is a bit chaotic. So don't start anything at the end of February for a few weeks. Don't commit to anything unless you're really rereading and rereading all the details. And what other beautiful moments? So the 22nd of February is really lovely. Venus trine Jupiter. I think that's the best day in February. So that's great for love, romance, friendship, resources, feeling supported, charitable, and yeah, it's just it's lots of opportunities. It's a beautiful date, that one. And yeah, we're going to be feeling those first moments of spring. So there are good things to this month, but it's crikey, there's so much going on. So let's think to more of the challenges. We've spoken about the big new beginning that's happening, but what about these eclipses? So a brand new cycle is happening in Aquarius, if you've got any planets there, or Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo are all going to be affected the most. It's yeah, I will keep the eclipses to a separate thing. I'm also going to just release a mini course on how to work with the dragons, how to work with eclipse energy. So many big things happen with eclipses. It's crazy. Now, what else? So I would say make the most of these few weeks until Mercury goes retrograde. Make the most of this kind of week that we've got left until that eclipse window opens. So between the 17th of February and the 3rd of March, this is an eclipse portal window opening. So you don't want to do anything really. You want to kind of keep low, keep inside on the 17th of February and on the 3rd of March. And then in between that is an eclipse portal, and so much is going to happen. Then we've got Mercury retrograde also happening, and we've got some shocking revelations and things happening. So by the end of the month, by the 28th is very good for romance. If you want to if you're in a partnership, I would book a date either on the 22nd, the 28th, but also very good for romantic meetings if you are single. Yeah, 22nd and 28th. And then also I would say the 8th is really lovely. Well, okay, 8th could be lovely, could also go the wrong way. And yeah, I would say those dates. I think the other thing to really look out for is the 27th of February, because Mars is square Uranus. Now, what that means is that that's very combustible. Like, just going to get your fans out. That is going to be, yeah, the 27th of February. It can be very explosive, it can be very argumentative, it can be destructive sort of feeling. This is more like in the general world. It's a lot. It's just be more cautious because it can be a sort of accident prone time. It can just be sudden, unexpected, like you're in an argument with someone or a confrontation, you didn't even like see it coming. But it can also like fire you up. So if you're doing something that's community based, or like you're doing something that is breaking the mold, or you're like discovering things, that can be very motivating, very strong energy for that. But I would just be cautious around that date. And yeah, I think that is everything. I hope you're all well. There will be some moments of joy within this month, which I'm really pleased about. So we are going to have some rose petals falling, but mostly it is going to be like feeling like you're bobbing on water, and how to sort of get grounded in that. And if you need help on decision making or any tips or techniques, I can help with that. But yeah, positive, personally, very positive for me month. So I'm happy, but globally can be maybe a different story. And wherever these are occurring in your chart, it will affect you differently. And I'd be very happy to give you personal reading if this is what you choose. I am sending so much love to all of you. Merlin is sending love. My dog is on the couch. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.